Good afternoon to one and all. In last lecture, I have discussed the classification of solid dosage form, and today we will see the definitions of each and every dosage form. I think in last lecture I have discussed the tablet, the definition of tablet, then capsule, then powder, resting powder, and granules. Today we will continue the same point, that is effervescent granules. So these are the granules, or these granules are used for internal use. So what is granules? So these granules are used, that is these are used externally. So they release the carbon dioxide when it is added into the water. Yes, they release carbon dioxide when it is added into the water. The effervescent granules, it contains what? It contains the medicament mixed with tartaric acid, citric acid, or the sodium bicarbonate, and sometimes it contains sweetening agent as well as flavoring agents. I'm repeating, this effervescent granules, it contain what? It contain medicament. So what is medicament? It means it is also called as drug or the active pharmaceutical ingredient. It contain this medicaments is mixed with what? Mixed with tartaric acid, citric acid, and the sodium bicarbonate. Then it also contain what? The sweetening agent and the flavoring agent. Then they are advantageous to mask the unpleasant taste of drug. Yes, what is role or what is the need of adding sweetening agent or the flavoring agent? This sweetening agent and the flavoring agent, it mask or it reduce the unpleasant or the bitter taste of drug. Unpleasant or bitter, in Marathi it is kadvat taste. Yes, what is the role of adding sweetening agent and flavoring agent? These are added into the formulation in order to mask or to reduce the unpleasant taste of drug. Example of effervescent granule, that is your ENO powder. Then next, that is liquid dosage form. As I said earlier, in classification there are two types of liquid dosage form. First, that is monophasic liquid dosage form, and second, that is biphasic liquid dosage form. In monophasic liquid dosage form, it is again divided into subtype, that is internally used monophasic liquid dosage form, and second, that is externally used liquid dosage form. So examples of internally used monophasic liquid dosage form, that is syrup, elixir, lintases, and drops. And then the examples of externally used monophasic liquid dosage form, that is liniments, lotions, gargles, throat paint, mouthwash, then eye lotion and nasal drops. And second, that is biphasic liquid dosage form. Example that are emulsions emulsions and suspensions. We will see one by one the liquid dosage form. Yes, what is liquid dosage form? The liquid dosage form are used or meant for internal use, then as well as external use, and also the parenteral use. Then they are available in, whether it is available in monophasic form or the biphasic form. So what is monophasic? That is, these are the liquid dosage form. It contain only one phase. It is called as monophasic liquid dosage form. And what is biphasic liquid dosage form? These are the liquid dosage form which contain more than one phase, or it contains two or more than two phases. For example, oil and water. That is example of biphasic. Then the monophasic liquid dosage forms are represented by true or the colloidal solution. Keep in mind, it is important for MCQ. So yes, the monophasic liquid dosage form are represented by a true of the colloidal solution. Yes, the monophasic liquid dosage forms are available as a liquid dosage form for internal use. Examples: syrup, mixtures, elixir, linters, and drop. Then Second, the liquid used only in mouth and throat. Examples: mouthwash, gargles, and throat paint. Then liquid dosage form instilled into the body cavity. Examples: eye drop, eye lotion, ear drop, nasal spray, inhalation, douches, and enemas. Then liquid which are applied to the skin, that is lotions, liniments, collidons, and paints. I am repeating this classification. These monophasic liquid dosage forms are available in various forms. First, that is liquid for internal use. Example of this: syrup, mixtures, elixirs, lintuses, and drops. Then liquid used only in mouth and throat. Examples: mouthwashes, gargles, and throat paint. Then liquids instilled into the body cavity. Examples: eye drop, eye lotion, ear drop, nasal spray, inhalation, douches, and enemas. Then liquids which are applied to the skin. Examples: lotions, liniments, collidons, and paints. Then, and the examples of the biphasic liquid dosage forms are available as a suspension and the emulsion. We will see one by one. First, that is monophasic liquid dosage form. So first, that is syrup. So what is syrup? Syrup is a sweet. First, that is syrup. So what is syrup? Syrup is a sweet, viscous, saturated solution of sucrose in purified water. I think, as I said, and as I discussed in your practical number 1, that is to prepare, evaluate, and submit 20 ml of syrup IP. So what is syrup? Syrup is a sweet, viscous, saturated solution of sucrose in a purified water. The syrup containing medicament, it means if the syrup contains any API, drug, or the medicament, then it is called as medicated syrup. And if the syrup contains any flavoring agent or the any aromatic substance, then it is called as flavored syrup. Yes, when it is called medicated syrup, if the syrup contains any medicinal substance or the any API or the drug, then it is called as medicated syrup. And when it is called flavored syrup, if the syrup contains any flavoring agent or any aromatic substance, then it is called as flavoring syrup. Next, that is elixir. So what is elixir? Elixir are clear, sweet, flavored, and hydroalcoholic solution. Keep in mind, it is important. It is important for MCQ. So what is elixir? Important, that is it is hydroalcoholic. It means it contains alcohol as well as water. Elixirs are clear, sweet, flavored, hydroalcoholic solution containing one or more than ingredients and used for oral use or intended for oral use. Of course, it is monophasic liquid dosage form. The ingredients of elixirs are alcohol, in that basically ethyl alcohol, then water, glycerin, propylene glycol, then flavoring agent, syrup, and preservative. So what is role of preservative, or what is need of addition of preservative in any formulation? Because the preservative, it prevent the growth of microbial, it prevent the growth of microorganism during formulation, or it increase the shelf life of formulation. Then lintuses, the lintuses are sweet. Of course, it is monophasic. Of course, it is monophasic liquid dosage form which are used internally. The lintuses are sweet, viscous, oral preparation. It contains one or more active ingredient, mostly prescribed for relief of cough. Yes, lintuses कधी prefer करतात? Basically, these are preferred or prescribed for relief of cough. The lintuses contain medicaments used as a demulcent, sedative, and expectorant action. Then the linseed should be sipped and swallowed slowly in small quantity without addition of water. So they remain a long time on the mucosal lining of the throat. Then next, that is mouthwash. Of course, it is monophasic liquid dosage form which are used in externally. These are aqueous solution with a pleasant taste, with a flavor, odor, used to clean or the deodorize the buccal cavity or the antiseptic action in mouth or the buccal cavity. I am repeating the definition of this mouthwash. These are the aqueous solutions with then pleasant taste, flavor, odor, and which are used to clean or deodorize the buccal cavity. Also, it plays as an antiseptic action in mouth or the buccal cavity. Generally, they contain what? This mouthwash, it contains antibacterial agents, alcohols, glycerin, sweetening agent, flavoring agent, and coloring agent. These mouthwash are available in concentrated form. They are used after dilution with warm water. For example, zinc sulfate and zinc chloride mouthwash BPC, that is British Pharmacopoeia. Then chlorhexidine gluconate mouthwash. Then another example of mouthwash, Listerine mouthwash. Next, that is gargle. So what is gargle? These are the aqueous solutions which are used in the posterior region of the mouth to prevent a throat infection. Then they are available in concentrated form with direction for dilution with warm water. Of course, these gargles are available in market as a concentrated form. Before administration of gargle, it is diluted with warm water before their use. These gargles are intended to bring the medicament into a close contact with mucous surface of a throat. By gargling the solution by forcing the air from lungs for a certain while and are allowed to remain in contact with it for a few seconds and before they thrown out of the mouth. These gargles are highly medicated than the mouthwash. Yes, what I am saying, these gargles are highly medicated than the mouthwashes. Then the therapeutic agents that are used in gargles are the, for example, antibiotic, antiseptic, local anesthetic, anti-inflammatory agents, then analgesic, astringent, deodorants. Then examples are phenol gargles, then betadine gargles, and chlorhexidine gargles. The next, that is throat paint. So what is throat paint? The throat paint are viscous preparations of medicaments which are used in treatment of mouth infection or the throat infection. Basically, the glycerin is used as a base in throat paint. Keep in mind, it is important for your MCQ as well as your Viva. So what I am saying, the glycerin is used as a base in formulation of throat paint because it is viscous and it is sweet in taste. Because it is viscous, then because of its viscosity, it adhere to the or it stick to the mucous membrane for longer period of time. So these are the 2 or 3 reasons. Therefore, the glycerin is used as a base in a formulation of throat paint. Then it also provide sweet taste to the formulation. Then they are applied to the throat with a brush. Then throat paints are used in treatment of inflammations of various areas of the mouth and throat, including stomatitis, then pharyngitis, laryngitis. For example of throat paint, iodine throat paint. This all formulation we will do practical in your pharmaceutics 1 practical. Then liniments. So what is liniment? Liniments are liquid or the semi-solid preparations meant for external application to the skin. Then they are alcoholic or the oily solutions, or the sometimes it is emulsions. The liniments must be applied or rubbed in the skin with friction. Keep in mind the difference between liniment and lotion. The liniments are applied on the skin with friction, and these lotions are applied on the skin without friction. These liniments are applied on the skin with friction. Examples of this liniment: methyl salicylate liniment, then iodex liniment. This liniment containing medicament used as a analgesic, rubefacient, soothing, counter irritant, and the stimulating property. I am repeating here those property. First, that is analgesic property, then rubefacient property, then soothing property, counter irritant property, and stimulating properties. The next, that is lotion. The lotions are the liquid or the semi-solid preparations which are meant for external application to the skin without friction. So what is difference between liniment and lotion? Liniment are also applied on the skin or the rubbed on the skin with friction, and this lotion, these are applied on the skin without friction. These lotions are applied to the skin with the help of some absorbent material, for example cotton, wool, or the gauze which is soaked in it. Then lotion may be aqueous or the alcoholic solution, or the suspensions referred as a shake lotion. In aqueous or the alcoholic solution, the main ingredient are the salts. The next, that is eardrop. The eardrop are the medicated liquid preparations which are instilled into the ear with the help of dropper. Eardrop are the medicated liquid preparations which are instilled into the ear with the help of dropper. Then they are usually used for cleaning the ear, then softening the wax, and treating the mild infection. So what is use of eardrop? They are usually used first for cleaning the ear, then second softening the wax, and third that is treating the mild infection. Then in this preparation, drug is dissolved or suspended in a suitable number of solvent. Yes, in this preparation the drug is dissolved or suspended in a suitable number of solvents such as glycerin, propylene glycol, liquid polyethylene glycol, or the hexylene glycol. I will stop here. Next part we will see in next lecture.